name is Judy Collins, and the Executive Director of the United States Staffing Association. And I am so happy today to be talking to my friend and longtime business owner, Jana Fichtner. And she owns and president of Fichtner and Associates, and her clients love her. Both are candidates and clients. They call and they want to talk with Jana. So, Jana, thank you for taking some time to talk with me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's an honor, Judy. I just love you and thank you for having me.
Well, good. I know you've such a great reputation within the staffing industry. Can you tell us a little bit about how have you established that long time kind of commitment with your clients and your candidates?
Well, I appreciate that compliment. I tell you, I started in the industry in 1984. I went to work for Robert Half International, spent about almost 17 years there, a little over 16 and a half, 17 years there. And then I started my own company back in early 2001. And so I've been doing this for over 36, 37, how many years it is. I'm getting up there. And I think that and having my own company has been awesome because I've been able to maintain a lot of clients and candidates over the years. And when you've been in the industry more than a decade plus, and over 30 decades, or 3 decades and going into 4, you have candidates that you may have placed right out of college and now they're close to retirement, or they were, maybe an accounts payable clerk and now they're a controller. So they keep in touch and they follow up with you, which is awesome. So it's been nice. So that's kind of my history. I have slowly but surely kind of starting to wind down into retirement a little bit. I've got several close associates, quite a few actually in Houston, that I refer a lot of my business to as well. So I've kind of eased into the retirement mode, but still maintain. In fact, just yesterday, I got a call from a candidate I placed probably 10 years ago that reached back out to me. And so a lot of them still have my cell phone number, which is awesome. Reach out to me so I can assist them and get them connected with the right people.
Well, yes. And how do you keep that communication open and going? I know that probably within the last few years, that communication has been so important. How do you keep those relationships going?
It's funny you ask that question. I think today it's so different today in recruiting, hence my age as well as a factor to that, because I grew up old school and the key is answer the phone. I mean, the bottom line is when you see a phone number you don't recognize, most people let it go into voicemail. And I get that because we get a lot of random, spam calls. But I do typically take most of my phone calls because I don't know if it's going to be a candidate calling me from Wyoming that's relocated, that's wanting to come back from Texas. So, and return your phone calls. Even if you don't answer the phone, you let it go into voicemail, listen to that voicemail, return that phone call. And I think sounds pretty simplistic, but treat others as you want to be treated. I think the key to me is that I've had loyalty from candidates. I've had loyalty from clients, but they aren't just loyal to me. I mean, I'm not the only recruiter they've used, but they typically call me on one of the first phone calls to see if I can assist. And I think when you talk about client loyalty, how do you get loyalty from clients? The first answer I would say is to provide, basically provide them the candidate they want and, do the service, give them the service they need. But I think the key is if you're not able to have the right candidate, keep in touch with the client. I mean, you let them know how's their search going, because remember, they're not just calling you. They may have called multiple other agencies as well, or they've got their own HR recruiters internally looking to fill the position. So see where they are in the process as well. So I think the answer is answer the phone, communicate, talk to them. I know we all stand behind emails now, and typically today's day and age, everyone's into, social media, and that's how we communicate. Texting, emailing. Now it's, people do various podcasts, people do TikTok, whatever works for them, Facebook, LinkedIn. But I do think pick the phone up. I mean, there's times that you need to pick the phone up. I realize that we're all busy. No one wants to be on a big, long chat on the telephone. You can make your case quicker on email. But I do think if you're not getting the response you need to pick the phone up and call and find out what's going on.
Do you ever have the problem with ghosting where they don't call you back, and how is the best way, do you think, that you can address that issue?
It's absolutely. I think everybody that's in our industry is going to deal with ghosting. It's going to continue. I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think that's ever going to stop. I think that the generation today is very, very tech savvy. They're much smarter than my generation. I'm always reaching out to my children, which are in their early 30s now, to ask about, technical issues, because I'm not a high technical person. And anyone that knows me will tell you that. But I do think that ghosting is going to continue happening. I think the answer to that is to fire off a pretty direct email and or text to the individual with, obviously, the magical word I've used for years, and I tell every recruiter I've trained, I've worked with, my associates now, that will call me and say, Jana, your client's not getting back with me. I've sent them various candidates, and or vice versa. The candidate's not getting back with feedback on how they feel about the job. Is that send them an email or a text and use the word closure. Obviously, Samantha, whoever, Sam, Ken, whoever the candidate may be, I know you interviewed for the position. We haven't heard back from you. I assume we're going to put closure to this, that you're not interested in the position. And then you'll know. I mean, I think ghosting typically means, one, they're not interested in working with you any longer because they found a job and they just don't want to pick the phone up and call and tell you. And I think that's a big problem today, is that I think early on, when you're dealing with candidates, I think early on, you need to set the tone. When a candidate first reaches out to you to look for a position, your job as a recruiter to say, listen, these are not basically my rules, but this is how I want us to communicate. It's okay if you found a job on your own. It's okay if you find a job through another recruiter, but please let me know. In all fairness, I'm going to continue looking for you a job, but you need to be honest with me and let me know if you find something. If I send you on an interview and you're interested, but yet you're really interested in another job that another recruiter sent you on last week, and you're waiting to hear to see if you get that other position, that's your first choice of position. Let me know. It's okay. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. I think too often these candidates today don't want to be honest with you because they want to be in the queue with you. They want you to still place them in a job if their other job doesn't work out. They're really looking for. You need to set them at ease. Your job as a recruiter is to say, it's okay. I mean, obviously, yes, we don't make money unless we place somebody in a job, because typically we're all commission only, and that does affect our pocketbooks. But we have to treat them the way we want to be treated and be honest with them and say, it's okay if you land a job. It's okay if you don't take my job, and walk away. And I think that's where I've seen a lot of recruiters over the years get temperamental, get basically angry, ticked off that the candidate's not taking their job. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. You can't be that way. You've got to be just wish them the best, because in all reality, 70% of the time, maybe 50% of the time, they'll come back to you because the job did not work out.
Right. And that is why your candidates love you, because you really want to look out for them. It's not about you. It's really about placing the candidate in the right job. So you are so good at doing that. So Jana, if somebody has questions about how you present yourself and how you kind of keep your cool during all this business, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, to us recruiters, we all know we keep our cool with the candidate. We may behind closed doors go, golly geez, I had a really bad day where I lost 3 really huge deals. They were all controller CFO positions, and I lost 3 deals in one day because every single candidate took the second job. They took their first choice, and my job was their second choice. It hurt. It hurt the pocketbook. It was not a good day. But I let all those candidates know, wish them the best of luck. I think that's the key. I think treat everyone. The bottom line is treat everyone the way you want to be treated, and treat your clients and your candidates the same. Because in the day, you can't treat a candidate worse than you treat a client, because one day that candidate's going to be a client, and you got to think big picture. You got to think long term.
Right. So is it okay if they would send you maybe an email or
Absolutely. My email address is I'm still active with my email. It's Jana, Jana, at my last name, Fichtner, Fichtner, associates.com. So Jana it's spelled Fichtner.associates.com.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. And I'd love to, and it's an honor to talk to you and any other recruiters that are listening to this. This is a tough business. I've always said this is one of the hardest jobs, because it is a tough job in the fact that we don't make money unless we place people in jobs, and our livelihood, it depends on candidates doing their job and sticking in that position. So it's a tough job. It's a very, very, but it's also a very, very rewarding job in the fact that you make relationships that last for decades.
And you're one of the best. So.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Right.
No, I wish there's many more that I've learned from. So I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Judy, for having me.
Jana.
You too.